Hey everybody, this is Dave with No Chaser, and when it comes to recovery, I got that dog in me. I don't even really know what that means, but anyways, today's topic I was thinking about, I've been on a pretty good run here, and, I haven't had too much of urges or craving to drink, but, just talking with other people that are, still fighting the good fight with me, and, a question that you would expect, comes up a lot is, when does the, insatiable urge to drink go away? And first and foremost, a lot of people would say that it doesn't go away, which is not entirely true. Um, I would say what truly doesn't go away is your alcoholism. So, like the fact that when you drink, you can't stop drinking, you can never drink like a normal person again, that doesn't go away. But the urges and the obsession and all that type of stuff to want to drink, when does that go away? That's a little bit different. And that varies, like with many things in addiction and alcoholism, varies with each person. So I think one big important thing to start off with is to actually differentiate the difference between urges, cravings, and obsession. So like urges, you can imagine like an urge to do something is kind of like a sometimes it can be a reaction, like you're really stressed out, or sometimes things are going good and you want to celebrate and you just have an urge to drink. You get off work, you feel good, you have an urge to crack open a bottle or crack open a beer or crack open a meth pipe, whatever you say. But then sometimes the urge to use dissipates. You feel like you're in a good place and feel like things are all right, and then out of nowhere, you may be triggered by something aesthetic, like something you see, or something internal, some feeling you have, and then there's a craving. And that is different from an urge, because a craving is something that feels like it transports you into like a different world. Like you are just in this place where, like, the way I always try to compare it, and at least in my mind, is that like an urge is the want to do something really, really, really badly. A craving is like the need to almost make a feeling go away. Like the craving you have is just to make, like, you just want to like appease the appetite just because it's so gnawing at you that you can't even deal with it. Like you can't even function until this thing goes away. And people say like, cravings only last like 15 to 20 minutes. They can even last 5 minutes. That's why you want to practice like your coping mechanisms, or breathing techniques, or meditation, or mindfulness, all that type of stuff. But even that's a little bit like askew, because the truth is that those 20 minutes, if it even is 20 minutes, doesn't feel like 20 minutes. And sometimes I've had cravings, that intense feeling that has like hunkered down in my mind, and it felt like it lasted a whole afternoon. And sometimes it made the afternoon go by like super long, or it went by super quickly, but it was so incredibly intense. And so cravings, like I put them in a completely different category. Like I would say like I had like a really, really, probably like my best stint of sobriety where I had the most growth was about 8 months of just like losing weight, sleeping well, exercising, doing good at work, doing good in my creative behaviors, like all this type of stuff. Like everything was coming together. I'd been sober longer than that, but this was like this truly like a rebirth, like a crescendo of all the positive things going for me. And then I just had like a wave of depression, and then one day a craving just hit, and it just was like, it was just the straw that broke the camel's back type of thing. And it wasn't just like the urge, the want to, because I could have fought that off, but the craving made it just like everything collapse. But so I put those in different categories. Like I can fight off urges. Cravings are like, that's where I need some sort of intervention to actually like stop doing that. And then just to categorize these things, the last thing is obsession. And the obsession is not so much just like, it is not the impulse to do something or anything. It's just the constant thinking about it. Even if you're thinking about like not doing it, you're thinking about like, man, drinking sucks. It's taking so much from me. It holding a place in your mind. Like it just staying in your house over and over, like a guest that you cannot like get to go home. It just stays there. And the obsession can then turn into like fantasizing and things like that. And that can like then move on over to urges and things like that. But that obsession, it's just kind of, I think of it more as like this long-lasting cloud where it's just always kind of there, and it makes it hard to focus at work. It makes it hard to like take care of your kids or like be present with other people. And that obsession, you combined like a lot of these things when they get people to break after especially long-term like stints of sobriety, it's a combination of these things. You get these urges from stresses, you have some external factors like maybe something going on in your world, or internal ones like you're going through depression, and then that spurns on like the obsession to drink because it can make the depression go away, and then bam, you're hit with a craving. So talking about all this type of stuff, How long does it take to go away? Well, here's the answer. Who knows? I know that's not the greatest answer, but I think it's the most truthful one, because through my many journeys and travels in this road to recovery, I've met people that were like hopelessly alcoholic, where they're just like, I can't imagine my life without it. And then they had like 2 months of sobriety, or they just barely got through it, just surviving the storm. And then they just said that like almost a spiritual experience where like the urge to drink alcohol was like lifted from them. I've had people that have had that feeling, and then the want to drink came back, or the thoughts of drinking came back. I've had some people that were like, it was a struggle for a year, but it was never too intense, but it was there. Like, it varies, man. And this is one of those things where you talk about like living in the moment, or you talk about these phrases like this too shall pass, or everything's temporary, or all that type of stuff, is that, some of this stuff is so individualistic. Like, it's a shared problem, and they all follow the same sort of patterns, but it's so individualized, like what your journey will be or how hard it will be for you, that you don't want to you want to have your mindset, like if you're going through a craving, being like, oh, I'm one of those people that I'm just going to be craving for an entire year. I don't think I can make it for an entire year, because it may go away. Or you may be one of those lucky people where, just after a few weeks or a couple of months, the urge just disappears. Like, I have somebody, like, I guess you would call like a sponsor, that he said that after like a year of sobriety, his life is difficult. He's been like over 10 years sober, but for almost about 8 years, even the want to drink has just been lifted from him. Now he deals with like anxiety, and he deals with like, other behaviors that are kind of addictive and things like that. But he couldn't put his finger on it. It just kind of was like lifted from him, and he doesn't have any idea where it went or if it'll come back, but he's like just happy with where it is. And I think that makes him actually kind of like be grateful and appreciate just his moment day-to-day life. He's like, man, I'm just like, because he looks at me where there's just been months where I've just barely holding on, white knuckling it, and I can't do anything but think of drinking. Like, it's the only thing I want to do. It's the one thing that I don't want to do, except I absolutely want to do it. And so, he finds gratitude in that. Some people, it's just one of those things where, one beautiful thing about life, because life is very tragic, especially in the realm of addiction and alcoholism and everything like that. One beautiful thing is that a lot of unexpected things can happen, especially internally, like in your mind. The way your mind can change, the way you see things can change, and for reasons that you would never expect. So as far as like, if you're like what to expect, like how long it will be, like how hard it will be, like how much you'll crave drinking, will it ever go away? The biggest thing I could say is just, at least for myself, is that I hold on to the fact that, like, I don't know what my mind will do, but sometimes it does like drastic things for the better. And sometimes like the urge to drink will be lifted, and it won't be lifted forever, but it'll be lifted for like a long enough amount of time that I'll be able to like gain enough strength and momentum to where if I do come across like that dark road, I'll be able to cross it. So anyways, I just thought I'd go over that topic here. Got the dog in me. As far as, like, subscribe, do all the things, I have, like, membership tiers. I think on the YouTube thing, it's, like, you can have, like, a join. Like, there's, like, a 99-cent a month tier. I have, like, 3 tiers I just kind of put together. Basically, you can have all access to me. You can have anything you want, where I can, if you join, like, the $3.99 tier, you can talk to me within reason, and I will do an entire topic just based on what you've suggested. I can do like a one-to-one video chat, personalized chat, like things like that. You can see it all in the tiers, membership type of things. But if you just want to watch it, you're just like, dude, you're just a YouTube guy, I just want to watch it. That's totally cool too. Also, don't forget to check out the podcast I co-host, Shoeless in South Dakota. If you like these videos and you like my weird ass humor, you'll definitely like that. Other than that, be well.